I've always wanted to have kids. I started babysitting when I was 6 years old, and I just felt like in place, like this is my calling in life. When Ethan was around 14 months, I got pregnant again, and it was just like a very difficult pregnancy. I was tired. There were days that I wished that I wasn't pregnant, and I felt guilty saying that. And then it just kind of, it felt very different. Something in me knew that something is wrong, but I was just pushing every like negative thought away, like not wanting to know that something is wrong. So I walked in the ultrasound, and then, you know, I looked and I saw the photo, and it just, to me, it looked very different than what I've seen with Ethan at that age. It just looked like just the arms were like wrapped and there was no movement. The doctor walks in and she just said, "Honey, I'm sorry, the baby's not okay." And I fell apart. Like, I just did not think I would hear those words. Just knowing how as simple of a process it was with Ethan, I took it for granted. Knowing that that baby was still part of me made it so difficult. Like, I've heard heartbeats and I have photos, and you just know that this was a baby. And like, I had to come home with the baby still there. And I remember that night we're all sleeping in the same room. Like, Ethan was in the middle between Hoon and I, and just knowing like it's 4 of us, but tomorrow I'm going to go through this procedure, and it's 3 of us. I've heard of miscarriages, but I just didn't realize the impact and what it leaves you, the state that it leaves you in. And everybody around you start asking, it's like, when are you going to have the second baby? It's just like, you have your first and there's always a second. Everybody's like, oh, Ethan needs a sibling. The people that never knew that I went through a miscarriage. That experience left me with so much fear and anxieties. This pregnancy has not been the same. Like, every day I have the fear that I'm going to go to my appointment, I'm going to hear something is wrong. It just does not go away. It's definitely a very difficult pregnancy. So it took me a while to even want to talk about it, because I had so much fear, like, as soon as I say something, it's going to be taken away from me. It's everywhere. People want to share their good news if there's good news, and it just, you get bombarded by it, and it's sometimes you just kind of have to like just turn that sound down, and it's very difficult because it just, you get reminded of what you've lost. And I definitely was not going much on Facebook because that was very hard. And all of a sudden, everybody's pregnant, everybody's posting about it. And it's more a reminder more than anything. I wasn't comparing my situation to theirs or why it happened to me and not them. And they could possibly have had those experiences, but not shared them. And, you know, then they got pregnant and they want to share their good news. So I'm more of an open person. So I've shared my story with a lot of my friends, and that's when they came forward with their stories. But a lot of people do keep it to themselves. Going through something difficult, it always teaches like to be nice to everybody, because like everybody has stories and they might have a rough day and be mean to you because of something that they're going through. Like, you always have to remind yourself everybody has their own things. So what you see on the surface is just not it. There's more to it.